where do ideas come from? Because ideas are thoughts. We tend to generalize that experience, getting an idea, getting a thought, as inspiration. But given the essence of what a thought is, or what we perceive a thought to be, inspiration can be anything, like Kishore mentioned in one of his videos. Inspiration can be drawn from a lot of things. There is a problem, however, with inspiration and being inspired, especially when we are inspired by somebody else's work. Take, for example, seeing Lord of the Rings, the 3 movies, for the first time. Chances are that the ideas you have will, after seeing those movies, will be heavily influenced by what you just saw, if not identical in some cases. So there is the obvious drawback that being inspired limits your creativity. It limits the ideas, or the scope of your ideas. They become narrow, they become specific. And it becomes hard to generate something that is out of that scope, out of that boundary that your most recent experience. Which is why inspiration for me must come from nothing. So what do I mean by nothing? Well, nothing is everything. We are all nothing, but that's a completely different story. Suffice it to say that I'm talking about the things we experience, our lives as they happen spontaneously. Our reactions to life. And that's one of the reasons why I keep saying, or I keep thinking at least, that it's so important for us as writers to experience as many things as possible. Because if we have experience, inspiration comes from nothing, because everything is nothing. For me, it usually happens late at night, and this is why I think of it as nothing. The world sort of fades away when the light disappears. There's no sounds, there's very little light, it's calm, quiet, peaceful. The clouds above, outside are electric golden, getting the colour from the streetlights. It is as if though the moment I stop processing images from this world, this reality, I stop thinking about it. And suddenly a whole new avenue of thought is open to me, because I've got nothing in front of me. This is how I usually do it. I turn off the lights, switch off the PC monitor, and I put on some instrumental music. And I close my eyes and visualize nothing, a void. And I let the music, my reactions to the music that I'm hearing, fill me with a certain feeling. And suddenly the void, the nothing, is filled with ideas, with things straight out of my own imagination, based on the reactions I have had to things that I've experienced. The danger of inspiration is not knowing how it affects you. So, it is important to be inspired, but equally important to know how inspiration affects you and your ideas, your writing. You could say that I'm filled with images of what's beyond this reality that I suddenly stopped to process. It's a vision of my abstract reality, my own reality, my world. You don't want someone else's idea getting into your head, masquerading as your own, as you write, and then several chapters later you realize that what you've done, what you've written, is something that someone else has already done before you. You're basically just copying his idea. So, be inspired by as many things as possible, draw inspiration from as many things as you can. But be mindful of where that inspiration comes from. I'm not saying that my way of doing it is the only way of doing it. I'm saying use your inspiration wisely. Best of luck.